Fidel Alejandro Castro Ruz. To some, he was the fearless revolutionary who defied imperialism, gave Cuba its independence from foreign dominance, and brought education and healthcare to the masses. To others, he was a ruthless dictator who crushed dissent, silenced opposition, and kept his people under authoritarian rule for nearly half a century. So which is true? Was Castro the liberator of Cuba, or the tyrant who chained it? If this video made you see things from a new angle, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to Hero or Villain, and share this video. Thanks for watching. The setting: from student rebel to revolutionary. Born in 1926 to a wealthy landowning family, young Fidel Castro grew restless with injustice. At the University of Havana, he embraced radical politics and became a fiery critic of corruption in Cuban politics. In 1953, he launched his first revolution with the attack on the Moncada barracks. The mission failed, and he was imprisoned. At his trial, Castro famously declared, "History will absolve me." Exiled to Mexico, he regrouped with a young Argentine doctor, Che Guevara. Together, they returned to Cuba aboard the yacht Granma in 1956, beginning a guerrilla campaign in the Sierra Maestra Mountains. By 1959, Castro's rebels marched triumphantly into Havana. The dictator Fulgencio Batista fled. The Cuban Revolution had succeeded. Achievements: equality, education, and defiance. Social reforms: Castro's government launched massive literacy campaigns, reducing illiteracy to near zero. Healthcare became universal, with Cuba achieving some of the highest doctor-to-patient ratios in the world. Nationalization: industries, banks, and foreign-owned businesses were seized and placed under state control. To many Cubans, this meant independence from U.S. domination. Defiance of superpowers: despite U.S. hostility, Castro survived invasion attempts, notably the Bay of Pigs, 1961, and assassination plots. He aligned with the Soviet Union, securing Cuba's place as a player in Cold War politics. Symbol of resistance: Castro inspired revolutionary movements worldwide, from Latin America to Africa. The dark side: repression and authoritarian rule. Yet Castro's rule was far from utopian. One-party state, political opposition was outlawed, independent media silenced, thousands of critics imprisoned or exiled. Human rights violations: dissenters faced surveillance, harassment, or execution. The notorious Committees for the Defense of the Revolution monitored citizens at every level. Exodus of citizens: waves of Cubans fled the island, including the Mariel boat lift, 1980, when over 100,000 people left. For many, the revolution had become a prison. Economic hardship: centralized planning brought inefficiencies, shortages, and dependence on Soviet aid. When the USSR collapsed in 1991, Cuba plunged into its special period, marked by extreme scarcity. Global context: hero abroad, tyrant at home. Internationally, Castro became a symbol of resistance against U.S. hegemony. He supported anti-colonial struggles in Africa, sending Cuban troops to Angola and Ethiopia. To many in the developing world, he embodied courage against imperialism. But inside Cuba, the reality was harsher: censorship, rationing, and restricted freedoms. Castro's charisma and defiance could not erase the day-to-day struggles of ordinary Cubans. Did you know? Castro delivered the longest speech in UN history, over 4 hours and 29 minutes. The CIA plotted more than 600 assassination attempts against him, from exploding cigars to poisoned wetsuits. He survived 10 U.S. presidents, from Eisenhower to Obama. Despite his anti-American stance, he was a passionate baseball fan and once dreamed of playing professionally. His brother Raul Castro eventually succeeded him, continuing the dynasty until 2018. Sketch of the day: a towering figure in olive green fatigues stands on a balcony in Havana, cigar clenched between his fingers. Below, the crowd erupts in chants, fists raised high. Behind him, the Cuban flag billows proudly in the Caribbean wind. Yet in the shadow of the plaza, barbed wire fences and prison bars linger, unseen by the cheering masses. Final thoughts: Fidel Castro was larger than life. To his supporters, he embodied the spirit of independence, a revolutionary who gave Cuba pride, literacy, and sovereignty. To his critics, he was a tyrant who ruled through fear, condemned generations to poverty, and suffocated freedom in the name of equality. So was Fidel Castro the fearless freedom fighter who defied empires, or the dictatorial tyrant who betrayed his people? Perhaps he was both, proof that revolutions often carry the seeds of both liberation and oppression. If this video made you see things from a new angle, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to Hero or Villain, and share this video. Thanks for watching.